Politics is often described as a space of power, influence, and responsibility. But for many, it is also a space that demands courage, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to service. And leadership at the grassroots level is where real impact begins. It is where policies meet people, where governance becomes tangible, and where everyday lives of citizens are shaped. Today, on the political edition of the Olah Show, we're honored to host a leader whose journey reflects these qualities and more. Our guest, Honorable Rekiya Olufunke Hassan, is a seasoned public servant and a former chairperson of Onigbongo Local Council Development Area in Lagos State, Nigeria. During her time in office, she demonstrated a strong commitment to grassroots development, community engagement, and inclusive leadership. In this conversation, we will explore her journey into politics, the challenges and victories along her way, her achievements in office, and her perspective on the future of women in Nigerian politics. We would also discuss her vision, aspirations, and plans as we look ahead towards 2027. You're welcome to the Olah Show. I am Olaomi Oyedeji. Like I mentioned earlier, my guest for today is Honorable Rekiya Hassan, who is a seasoned politician. And I told you earlier, she was the first female chairman for Onigbongo Local Government Development Area. Yes, Onigbongo LCDA. Right? Did I get that right?
Yes, you did.
All right, good. Honorable Rekiya, you're welcome to the Olah Show. This is the political edition. And we all know that there's a race towards 2027, and we're looking to, get more opinions and, learn more about the process. Because I know that a lot of young people just talk about politics, but they have no idea what exactly is going on in politics. They don't even know who their chairmen are. They don't know who is representing them at the state level or even at the federal level. They don't know what their job entails and who to hold responsible for what. And that's why we have the political edition of the Olah Show, where we're going to be educating people, learning more, and also encouraging people to participate, because politics involves everybody, right? It's a numbers game and it involves everybody. It affects everybody. So everyone needs to be part of it, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, we all need to be involved.
Yeah. So, Honorable Rekiya, you're welcome to the show again.
Thanks for
But
having me.
I'm really curious, what inspired your decision to join politics, especially at this time where female representation is really limited?
I've dabbled into politics. I wasn't too serious with it. When I lived in Abuja at Tagalong, Abuja it's a heavy political environment. You either know someone who is a politician or someone whose father, uncle, brother is a politician. So I tag along with some people for meetings, but I never really joined fully because they always look like something very daunting, like joining politics. Oh my God, it looked huge. It looked unattainable. When I moved back into Lagos, I moved back to Lagos about the time I moved back to Lagos in 2017.
Okay.
Prior to the 2018 elections, and I joined APC immediately I came back into Lagos. I joined APC, and then they were conducting their ESCO elections for the local government. Do you want to be a part? But yeah, I do want to be a part of this. And I contested for the position of for legal advisor for the local government, actually. But I got the spot of assistant legal advisor.
That's good.
So I was in it. While I was even in it, I'm sure most people thought going to run it, because I started like from what people would consider to be the mail room politics. It wasn't bougie. It's not bougie. It's not glamorous. It's the grassroots of politics. It's a different world. But I didn't. I stuck to it. I saw it more like a learning curve. It's interested me the way people think. The orientation between my demography and the grassroots demography, the way we think, the culture is very different.
Yeah. So how were you able to, blend in? Because I've interviewed a couple of people, especially for the elitist, for the lack of a better word, right? And one of the challenges they had complained about or they had talked about was the fact that it was difficult to be accepted because of their level of education and their level of awareness, especially at the grassroots. So how were you able to, manage all of that?
First of all, immediately when you come in and you're from the other demography, you're seen as an interloper.
Yeah.
because they know they cannot fit into your world. Now
Hmm.
this is their world, and you're coming to
Yeah.
try. So they meet you with a lot of hostility. They're not very
Mm.
welcoming. But the thing is, if you're a Lagosian, you have some special skills and tactics. Lagosians are I call Lagosians compartmentalized people. You know when
Mm.
to be bougie, you know when to speak English, and you know when to shabo. So grown up, lived in Lagos for most of my life. I went to OAU as well. That was a melting pot. OAU was a melting pot of different. So I learned to, switch personalities, to adapt. Because you're not going to start speaking, pardon me, at a word
Hmm.
meeting or,
Yeah.
so you speak the Yoruba. So people, I said, I was tenacious about it. So, with all the hostility at first, it was quiet. And then it gets to a certain point, they come with hostility, you meet them back, we come on. We- the first time I had that show, way that I changed,
Mm.
well, like they say, changed it for them at the grass. They were surprised. Rekiya, you just cool for face, no cool for body. So that moment won me a little bit of respect and a little bit of acceptability. And the fact that I
Yeah.
didn't run away. And then if it comes to we're doing meeting under a tree, I'll sit down and I'll do that meeting under the tree.
Yeah.
If in the night, mosquitoes are biting us, I'll chest it. Because those are the things that they're looking at. I am tired. Oh, you cannot. Why can't I walk? Why can't I sit there? But the mosquitoes. Yeah, but you're here and the mosquitoes here. So the mosquitoes can
Yeah.
bite, mosquitoes can bite with food.
Exactly.
So that was the way I got to find my own respect and get my own place among the grassroots.
But as a woman, what was that like also? Because there's a part for us is different, right? It's two parts. There is the fact that you're a woman, there's the fact that you're elitist. So as a woman, what was the acceptance like? How easy was it?
For me, I'm fortunate because my local government has a heavy female base. My ward in
Great.
particular is heavily women led. So it's easy to blend with the women as oh, she's now woman. And
Mm.
the first people who I made strong partnerships with and support, they were in the grassroots too. So they also would
Okay.
tell me, yeah, go, don't go, stay.
Mm.
So the lady there, the woman there, she would tell me our women were amongst they were there. If they are going to go and do something and they are walking, I might not like it, but I'll just follow them as per women.
Yeah.
And then you give them that respect. My ward is based in a police barrack. We have barracks everywhere. And yeah, and I'd sit
Okay.
down with them at the barrack where they drink and they eat. And I'll follow them and eat nkwobi. I might go back home and have food poisoning later on, but at that
Yeah.
moment, I'll sit down with them, you know. And they were surprised to see me sitting down with them. I don't, oh yeah, let's eat nkwobi. I've gone with them some, and I had rashes from what I ate. Okay. So, like I said, so having a ward that's heavily based with women made it easier for me to be assimilated and integrated. And then, I came heavily on the respect bit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come with I'm an elite, serve me. If an older lady came in or something, I'd stand up, give her my seat. I made it
Yeah.
very clear. So there was one back and say, you came when then train where we did so. Use that to appeal to them. If you are
Yeah.
greeting, you greet, it's more of in that kind of environment, the onus is on you as an entity to really be to
Down to
bend
earth.
over backward. You really need to stoop to conquer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting though, because I know that it's usually not easy, especially when it's out of your comfort zone.
Mm.
It's usually not an easy task, but it's good that you were able to do that. And so you went from being a lawyer to being the first female chairman in Unigbongo LCDA. What was that journey like? How did you even get to become the chairperson in the first place? What happened? And what was your experience?
The journey was long and arduous.
I can
Okay,
imagine.
I started off by becoming the vice chairman of the local government of the
Okay.
LCD in 2020, following the unfortunate death of the late Francis Oke. The
Okay.
vice chairman, Honorable Dr. Olah transitioned to becoming the executive chairman of the local government, and then
Hmm.
I took the spot of vice chairman then in 2020. I contested for chairman in 2021.
Okay.
But I was retained, ended up being retained as vice chairman of
Okay.
the local government. Then sadly in November 2024, the late Honorable Dr. Olah himself passed away. So upon his death, I assumed the position of the executive chairman of Unibo.
Okay. And when you talked about vying for the position of a chairman, how did that go?
It was an interesting one. I ran against my boss, the chairman then.
Okay.
Of course, so it was very drama filled. There was a lot of
Yeah.
drama, there was a lot of tension. But at the end of the day, we didn't actually go to primaries.
Okay.
An agreement was reached that we should go back, maintain the status quo, and then I would assume the position of chairman after the late chairman does
His turn.
this term.
Okay.
So there's a bit
All
of
right, great.
friction. Of course, there's friction. Now, when you and your boss, you meet somewhere, both of you are going to sign for the same place, and
Uh-huh.
you're challenging each other. And then for the next class, you I think, good afternoon, sir. Newton and greeting properly, but then challenging him. So it was a bit weird.
Yeah, I can imagine because I know that is usually not easy. And so were there loads of late night meetings? And one of the reasons women, especially young ladies, shy away from politics is because they're concerned about the late night meetings, the unexpected or unforeseen meetings that they have to be part of and having to balance it with family, their personal lives and all of that can be a bit challenging also.
Yeah,
So did you have to deal with all of that and how did you manage
yeah,
it?
concerns are very valid. When you are a politician, there's no clocking out. It's not 9 to 5. It's
Yeah.
24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days.
Yeah.
Sometimes somebody will call me at about midnight or 1 a.m. and you're sleeping. You don't know you're a politician. You're not supposed to be sleeping. Like, come and kill me. But it's true. People expect that they can call you. I have a phone that's permanently on silent
Okay.
because people expect that they can call you. Nobody's looking at calling a politician. It's 11. It's late. No, you're on the clock.
Mm,
And they can even get a call at that time. Oh, yeah, becoming now, 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 now. I've had that happen a few times
mm,
when I just jump out of bed, just tie a scarf around my head because to brush my hair and get it into place is not
mm.
an option. I've had instances where I once used to keep a suitcase in my car with a change of clothes just in
Wow.
case.
That's interesting.
You have shoes you can change in because you might be doing something. I just feel okay, it's a day for you to relax, take off and do
Mm,
something. And then you have to now attend to something formal. You have to
mm,
quickly be and there's no time to maybe on island and where you're going to is maybe Victoria Island or something, and you can't come back to Keja to change and wear
mm,
you just quickly look in the back of your boots. Okay, I have a pair of high heels, or maybe what's left in the house with slippers. So you have to quickly
mm.
have a pair of shoes inside the car that you change into. You look at your outlook, is there anything for me to quickly to razzle dazzle? And then you just end up at some commissioner's house for a function or something. Maybe you're wearing slippers on your way to go and sit in somebody's house and do Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
So it's very unpredictable. And it
Mm,
happens to really, really interfere with your personal life. Because not everybody understands when you break arrangements or it's somebody's
mhm,
birthday and you told the person I'm coming for your birthday and at the end of the day you have to go to a
mm,
meeting or one political thing that if you don't it happens a whole lot. Maybe you planned out this day to take time out with your loved ones and then they say there's
mm,
a rally or there's a stakeholders meeting or
mm.
and then these things they usually pop up last minute.
Yeah.
You just say, oh, we're going tomorrow, we're all going at 3 p.m. And you're like, okay, I'm supposed to do something at 4.
Mhm.
So it's a very disruptive career choice.
Yeah.
Aside from the late nights, it disrupts your entire you cannot actually plan 2 3 weeks ahead.
But how's your family coping with that? How are you able to balance it with your personal life?
Well,
Because
for my
it
husband, it was
looks
a
like,
culture shock for him. In the early days, he used to get upset. As in, he could plan, okay, let me have one day with you. And okay, on
yeah.
this day, we're going to the spa, we're going to go out and do maybe date night or something. I'm like, okay, let me quickly get on that day. I'd have said, okay, my calendar is open. I'd have tried to open it. And the next time, let me quickly get to, and then I end up coming back 1.5 hours, 2 hours late
Mm,
for whatever plans we had. So that caused a lot of friction in the
mm,
beginning. Then he grew to start understanding, and I knew I had to try and make up for it
mhm.
one way or the other. But it's not easy. You have to have a partner that is supportive of your career goals for a woman. Not
Yeah.
just passively supportive, he has to heavily be vested in your progress as a politician.
Yeah.
Or he will not be able to you because you'll be in the house. Just you're supposed to just be chilling with him, giving him the attention, and your phone is ringing. But then you have to pick. You are cutting it, maybe you're trying to watch a movie together, you're trying to pick. Pick what? What can we just razzle dazzle and put together? You don't have time to focus on that.
Yeah.
So it has to be someone. So he's sacrificing a whole lot. He's really, really sacrificing a whole lot of what his expectations are, what his needs are in that relationship. So it has to be someone that support is intentional, or it will not
Yeah.
hold. So I think a female who is married and wants to go into politics, it should be a conversation that should be had and agreed upon.
Mm.
For a single lady that's already in politics, anybody they it's a conversation that should be had in the early days.
So an understanding is very important, and
It's
it's not just an
very, very
understanding,
important.
it's the full support. You can't just support halfway. You have to support the
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, that's interesting. So walk us through your journey of the journey of your early days as a chairperson in Umubongo. What were the projects you were able to do? What impacts were you able to actively make in the lives of the people?
In the early days of my tenure, okay, because I was picking up from where somebody had started, I had a lot of changes to make internally
Okay.
to let people know what things have changed. The season has
Yeah.
changed. Are you getting with the program or not?
Yeah.
Being a woman, people bring challenges your way. And when you
Mm-hmm.
respond the way a man would respond, they'll say you're arrogant, you're stubborn, you're problematic. Because they will expect because you're a woman, you should just be taking whatever they throw at you. But I had to make
Yeah.
some tough decisions when I assumed office because I saw, okay, if I let some things continue in certain ways, I am not going to get anything done. So immediately I put my foot down on I will not be challenged.
Mm-hmm.
I am the executive chairman now, like it or not. If you don't like it, that's the door. If you want to work with
Yeah.
me and we work peaceably, we'll stay together. But if not, so I had that to overcome. And then when I assumed office, the local government had a good financial threshold. So it was easy for me to step in and start working. So we did several road projects. I think the total, aside from roads that we did to complete reconstruction of, we did several palliative road projects. I mean, I think our road projects in that time totaled about 19 thereabout.
Okay.
We constructed a police station, constructed a legislative building. My personal policy in administration and leadership,
Mm-hmm.
community first. I believe governance is all inclusive. It's not government of the people by Funke for Funke. No. You have to work. Yeah, because I don't believe good governance can be attained by singular political effort only. You
Yeah.
have to have the people you're governing involved.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has a part to play in nation building. I'm a diehard of that ideology and I'll remain with it forever. Everybody has a part to play. So when I became the local government chairman, I actually kind of liked it because, in my opinion, the local government is the first handshake of the democracy. You're the closest to the people. Local government should not be abstract. It's a personal thing. If you
Mm-hmm.
think about other countries, their mayors, which are like kind of like the local government equivalent, the equivalent of local government chair. Their mayors are people that the people know,
Yeah.
the people are integrated with. That's why people
Mm-hmm.
say politics is local, but we just think it to me, you should be living in the locality or have a shop or people showing. No, people should be able to engage with you in your locality if you're a local government chairman. You should be engageable. So what I did then to bridge that, because there's that trust deficit between the people and the government,
Mm-hmm.
is I started doing community-based programs that would bring the community to the local government and the local government to the community. That's aside from infrastructure. So I started working on making a meeting of both of them. The first thing I did, one of the first things I did, I had we had a program for the widows. Of course we did Christmas. One of the first things I did during Christmas, what I did was I just opened the local government. That okay, there's rice and there's a stipend for anybody that walks into the local government. People stop thinking that the local government is for a certain set of people. It's for them and their. I'm sure you've heard that it's for them and their friends or for them and their
Yeah.
family. Yes, so I opened. I had no. Ola, if I tell you the multitude, I don't know how people heard. No, we don't care. Okay, maybe a few people now. That's how they
Yeah.
said connect just in line, zigzagging like this. Not prepared for this.
Mm-hmm.
So as on the 23rd and 24th, I was in the local government, which people say is unheard of. That most chairmen would have run away from the 20th, 21st, their phones will be switched off. Why should my phones be switched off? Valentine's Day, I did this thing for in February, not for Valentine's. We actually went into the community. Because people will say, we only see you when we are doing election.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only time you knock on our doors. And I wanted to challenge that myth. So we went
Yeah.
around the local government, we had Honeywell gift packs, and we just knocked on people's doors. We introduced ourselves. We're from the local government. We're just here to say hi, to show you some affection in the month of love. People were surprised.
No, that's good.
That there are people that have lived in that locality for decades and they've never had any interaction with their local government, which is
Mm-hmm.
bad. So that was something they have never received anything because people see government as abstract. It's not for them. That the only thing government is doing is making their lives harder.
Yeah.
The government doesn't care. But when you see there's something with interactions,
Hmm.
and I was very big on that.
Yeah.
After the Valentine's one we did, we also held the raffle draw. Now this raffle, I intended it to actually be something that was continuous on a monthly basis. It was supposed to bring us into the living rooms, into the kitchens, into the hearts, into the homes of the people. And at the same time, we're generating jobs for people who are going to be selling the raffle tickets, and also a way of generating revenue from the local government away from the regular norm of taxing.
Yeah.
So that raffle in particular was close to my heart. I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. Because when we were selling the raffle tickets at first, people like they've already decided who the winners are.
Yeah.
You can't win. No, they've already it's rigged. It's cool.
Yeah.
So we sold the tickets and then in front of everybody. We rolled the barrel, everything. And then we had people winning TVs, fridges, laptop, phones for a ticket they bought for 1,000 naira.
Oh, that's good. That's really good.
And the fact that it was transparent and people were there, it's something that ignites trust and hope. The local
Mm-hmm.
government was open, just coming.
Yeah.
If you lived in that locality and you had an issue, I'd say coming. I was because my tenure was quite short and it was quite eventful. It came during the election period, so there was a lot. But I wanted to provide a platform and a space where people would have to know their local government representatives.
So did you have town hall meetings? Did you have town hall meetings?
I did have only one stakeholders meeting, and that was before we prepared the budget for 2025. I had
Okay.
a stakeholders meeting, and I was actually speaking with an OAP, Opeyemi, about starting a town hall podcast.
Yeah, that's important.
Yes, so we were had have a town hall podcast. If you call for town hall meeting, because the local government people have a certain orientation, the
Mm-hmm.
elites will not want to
Yeah.
come. But then if we're
Mm-hmm.
not hearing from the elites, we don't know what the elites' problems are.
Yeah,
If we're
true.
hearing from the grassroots and they're telling you their problem is borehole, I'm going to put borehole and I'll decide I've done a good job.
Yeah.
If I'm hearing from the people that need hairdressing kits, I'm going to buy hairdressing kits and decide I've done empowerment.
Yeah.
But the elites need some things from their government. What do the elite need?
Mm-hmm.
So the town hall was to provide a platform where the elite could speak and could hear from their government. I think if there's that back and forth communication is very, very key, even in good governance.
Yeah.
You have to be able to listen to your people. And for your people to speak, you have to give them the confidence that when they talk, not only just provide an arena for them to talk, let them have the
Mm-hmm.
confidence that when they speak, you are going to listen to them.
And you're going to do something about it.
Do something about it. So I wanted the podcast that's why I wanted to use services of Opeyemi of Mainland FM because he
Okay.
has a track record. And with his pedigree and reputation, you know that it's not just talk.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we couldn't follow through with that at that period. It's something we still discuss, and we probably will be giving it a different spin, but we will continue. I think that it's really, really important for the government to hear its people.
Mm-hmm.
People want to be seen, and
Yes.
they want to be they want to know that they are being heard.
Mm-hmm.
There's something I say very often that the people they're not asking for too much. They're not asking for much. They want to be seen and they want to be heard.
Yeah. And they
And
want to
once you
become.
have a government that sees and hears them, every other thing falls into place.
Yeah.
If you have a government that sees and hears the people, we are not going to be running after anybody during an election.
Mm-hmm.
You will sit back and you'll be voted for. There's a
Yeah.
particular street
Elections
in
will be
this.
cheaper, I assume.
You, in fact, for you, the
Campaign will
stress will
be
even be
cheaper.
small. But all you have to do is ride around and be waving, hey, my people, because you've done the work.
want to cram goodwill, getting goodwill and love into how many short months? Goodwill and love, we should have accumulated 3.5 years.
Years, yeah.
Straight out on you.
Mhm.
One of the projects we did that I was beating my chest about was Abiola Crescent. Now,
Okay.
when we went there, we went to do some palliative works on part of it. Now, there's a part of it that stretches, it goes through the late MK Abiola's house to the end into a close. It's been ignored for decades. So when I went with the team, let's take a look at, there was a resident there that was like, yeah, I know why people are coming here. I'm just going to take pictures and leave. You're not the first person to come. That you always promise to do it, and no local government chairman has done that. In fact, there was one chairman that came. He came with caterpillar. They came with their stones. They came with everything. They took pictures. They left.
Wow.
The caterpillar and the stones and everything were there. Until one fine morning, the residents woke up. The caterpillar and the stones. So this person in particular, I said, I'm going to do it. And if I wasn't going to do it, I won't come and but I'm going to do it. And then you campaign for us in 2020. He said if we do it, he's the one that's going to make sure everybody in that neighborhood votes APC.
Oh, that's good.
So we had a bit of delay before we started that project because it was a project that needed state approval.
Okay.
So the paper was, people just think local government can just come out and do things anyhow. You can't, there are procedures. So you needed state approval, you need evaluation. So the guy was busy telling the other side, I told you that woman was lying. That's what I will eat my heart if she comes to do it. And lo and behold, we came and we did that road, interlocking. Beautiful. So when I went to take pictures on it, I said, go and call him for me. Wait, he came out. He was very shamefaced and he was like, we surprised him. We surprised him. And how did we even get to do that part of the road? It was one of the people that came that, please, can we do this part of the road for them? So if I didn't hear from someone telling us, we need this, we would. In fact, when some communities in local governments realized I was not coming back for another tenure, the letters I was receiving, they said, we know you're not going to come. Well, can you use your goodwill to come and quickly do? It was not like the punishment for a good job is more work.
Yeah, true.
But there's only so much I could do. That's the way you get your good government. That engagement. Don't joke with it. We did. We also held an elders retreat.
Okay.
So we had the elderly come out. We had medical checkups for them. We taught them tie and dye. It's Sunday at Dr. Finney Park. They learned pottery. They painted. They played games. I feel that's what the local government should be doing.
Yeah.
It should be in your homes. So elderly people I'm sure some of these people that have not been out in maybe months. And they're just there losing morale. Having them come out and just play with their contemporaries, it helps.
Yeah, it does help actually. It does. But how about healthcare? Does anyone will have a healthcare center?
We had several healthcare drives.
Okay.
We actually had a drive where we gave out home blood pressure monitors and home blood sugar monitors through the local government.
Okay.
We had a drive for hepatitis B, which we held in conjunction with one lovely corper we had then. Okay. She had the idea, she just wanted our support, and we gave her the support she needed. Very, very impressive young lady. She decided this is what she wanted to do, and she did it. We also had different checkups, different community days. I know people would come. We had awareness done in the health. We had awareness done. Unfortunately, we were not able to equip the health centers during my tenure. At that time, it just there's only so much you can do.
How long was your tenure?
I had a tenure that lasted from November 2024 and it ended in June of 2025.
Well, that was really short. That was less than 1 year.
Really there were plans to, equip the health centers with ambulances and defibrillators in particular. A lot of lives are lost because we do not have the right resuscitation equipment at local level. I don't believe we should be leaving all these things for the state and the federal government. Why is the local government getting allocation? I think the state and federal government are supposed to do the larger part. What if we have one or two in the local government? It's to supplement and support what the state is doing.
True. And for the health centers, I believe that the health centers, especially at the local government, it should be the responsibility of the local government to ensure that the community health centers are functional and are well equipped. And then let's talk about the allocations. I know that the last time I heard, and please correct me if I'm wrong, each local government gets about 100 million naira monthly. Is that true?
100 million?
Yes, federal allocation? Is it federal or state
Well,
allocation?
local governments are categorized into 4,
Okay.
class A, B, C, and D.
Okay.
So depending on your category, you can be
Mm-hmm.
getting as much as 500
Okay.
a month, or you can get it as low as 100. And then the allocations, they vary from month to month.
Okay.
Although Lagos State more or less operates the autonomy system, there are some functions of the local government that the state has had to undertake because the local governments are not running it properly, or they just had to take those functions back. And there's some overlapping functions due to State House of Assembly laws. Some functions overlap. So then the money would come into the state joint account.
Okay.
Then the states will now bill the local governments for the things that they've had to pay for. And there's some capital projects that the local government cannot undertake on its own. Like
Okay.
probably they do that project. They've taken the whole budget for the year for infrastructure. So the state comes in, somehow gives like a financing bridge for that. But then the local government begins to pay it bit by bit back to the accountants general of the state. So those little things are the things that are deductibles. So at the end of the day, what you might get for 1 month, you might get 100 million this month, you might get 120 million next month. So it all depends. It varies.
Okay. So with 100 million, I want to believe that each local government chairperson should be able to have one major infrastructural project at least a month.
Not really.
Okay.
Because one of the problems our local government system has, and I've said this on another forum, is that local governments are not running the way local governments should be running. Now, local government should not be running purely on allocation. A successful local government should be making enough money to run itself. But we are not. We don't have those systems in place. So if you have those systems in place, whatever money that comes from the federal purse, you could push it towards capital. Capital, maybe a few buildings here. And as I was saying, yeah, be 150, 200. You should be able to. But because we are not making money as local government, we're not running the local government like the businesses we should be running it as. We now have to rely on allocation to pay salaries. We have to rely on allocation to pay teachers, to pay for this, to pay for light, to pay for, recurrent expenditures, which on a good day, the local government should be able to pay for by itself.
But
so that money, the allocation is now not enough to do anything major. So
okay,
if
now
as you are still doing capital projects, you have to feed your people. So much infrastructure, you have to do that.
It's very important,
It's very
especially in a
important.
community or in a climb where people are more particular, especially people at the grassroots. I mean, for the elitists, they want capital projects.
We want infrastructure.
Yeah.
Like we want vocational centers. We want places where in between JAM and in between university and secondary, I should be able to send my child somewhere to learn a trade or get a skill, because all these skills, they are not people that think that those skills are for blue collar. You are joking. Because anybody that has only one stream of income anywhere in the world, you have more than one stream of income. And the only way you're going to help yourself get several streams of income is to have skills.
True.
I want them to pay for my child to go and learn something with, and my local government has a perfectly good vocational training center for me to go to, for me to send my child to. We did a bit of vocational trainings as well. So we do vocational training. We did for baking, but then we gave them startup equipment. We gave them ovens, mixers. We even did startup equipment for photography. We did startup equipment we did the POS. We did shawarma, the grill, and so we did all those startups and we gave them cash grants. Like I was telling them, I said, after this particular employment where we did this particular, if you come back and you say you need urgent 50,000 or 110,000, your village people are chasing you because we equipped you to be sufficient.
And to hire people and help other people.
And that's what it's supposed to run. There's no gainsaying that poverty has been weaponized by different sectors, not just by the political class. Poverty has actually been weaponized through the years. One of the routes to getting the better society, the Nigeria we want, that change, that renewal, that change we want to see in Nigeria, it also starts with our mindset. It's also a culture thing. It's not just
Yeah.
someone coming saying, I'm going to build 10 houses. If I build houses or I've cleaned everywhere up and somebody has our current orientation and mindset, they're going to destroy it. It's not worth it. Sometimes I just look at how they vandalize public property, when you attempt beautification, people, but I'm like, this is why you can't have nice things because the orientation has not changed.
Yeah.
Let's start attacking the mindset. The mindset needs a change. People need to be able to be self-sufficient, stand on your own. I don't care whether if I empower you today, you vote against me tomorrow. Because if I do the right thing, for you one that wants to come and vote against me, 10 people will still vote for me. I don't have a problem with empowering people. I don't need you to be on one payroll or be giving you hand because no, it's not necessary. We need to change the mindset as well to be able to achieve that aim. Then we now see a better society and we see better, the government is because when we say, oh, the government is bad, where's the government from? We didn't go and pick people from the moon. No. Your government
That's
representation. We need an orientation change. We need to teach people that school is not a scam.
very important.
We need to teach people that evocation is not a scam. Starting small and growing big is not a scam. You need to let people know that you can make it in Nigeria without doing anything funny.
Yeah, that's very important.
I'm an entrepreneur. I've done business. So I understand the challenges I met trying to do business in Nigeria. So I applied my experience in those challenges and I tried to bring it to the table. Okay, this is my experience. These are challenges I encountered. How am I going to make it better for the next generation of entrepreneurs or the generation of entrepreneurs around? So we worked with LSD. We provided grants and loans to people, short-term, low-interest loans to entrepreneurs, to people in the local government. We did quite a bit in our short time.
That's really good for that very short term that you had. That's impressive. And so why didn't you run for chairmanship? Why didn't you?
Well, I ran, but I didn't get the ticket.
Okay. Was there a reason?
Somebody
Primary?
else won the primary. I put up a
Okay.
good fight. Well, it wasn't meant to be.
Okay. All right. So what lessons did leadership at the local government level teach you about national governance?
Okay. If you can run a local government, you can run a state because the local government runs like a small nucleus version of a state and of a federation. I got to understand the importance of the people you have in positions around you, especially the civil service.
Yeah.
That's very important because at local government level, your HODs, they are very important because without them, you can't get anything done.
Yeah.
I also learned that it is hard to delegate. It's very hard to delegate because there are a few things I micromanaged a whole lot. My health was greatly affected when I was the chairman. I would get 4 hours of sleep. My cortisol levels were off the hook. I was hypertensive at the end of the tenure. I'd never had hypertension before. I actually I went to the hospital and I was diagnosed with I think my blood pressure was 180 over something, 180 something over something at that period. Because it was hard to dedicate. If you take your eye off something, because people are used to doing something in a particular way, they're just going to rubbish it.
Yeah.
So it was a bit hard to delegate. But a lesson I learned then was that you cannot do everything and change everything overnight. You need to be able to please yourself. You are not going to please everybody.
Yeah.
You have to have your vision and your goal. You can't even say you're doing it for the people because the people you are doing it for, they will frustrate you. Yeah. You say, oh, I'm doing it for the people. Those people, go in particular. When they will respond to you, that's why some say, oh, how come people who have good intentions, they get into politics, and when they get into position, they change or they do something else. No, they don't change, they don't do something else. When the people frustrate you, like, are these people I'm fighting for? So you cannot even do it for the people. You have to have a strong conviction, personal conviction of your goals. Then this thing, it's kind of like when a horse is in a race and they have their blinkers on, so they're looking directly at the goal. That's how leadership will work for you. But the minute you want to start pleasing everybody, it's not going to work. For a short while, I attempted people pleasing. It didn't work. You have to be fair, firm. You have to be really firm, be fair, be fair. And my greatest takeaway from leadership was you need to protect your spaces. To do it again, I would protect my personal spaces better.
Okay.
You need to protect, because if you are burnt out, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You can't give your best. You can't give your
True.
best. You can't give your best. And you have to love, you actually have to love the people you are doing this thing for. You have to have a natural love for your community. You might not love the individuals. The individuals could be sons of Satan, but you have to love your community. You have to actually love your nation as a whole. I
That's
learned also to lead with passion. You need passion to lead properly. So those are
okay.
the things I took away. And those are the things I have for the next position I may be entering into.
Okay. Those are actually very solid lessons, and I'm glad you were able to learn them in a short space of time, and you're considering actually applying them going forward, which is very important.
Oh yes, I am.
Yeah. So Nigerian politics is still a boys' club. Everybody knows that, right? And so, as a woman who's already broken barriers at the local level, what was the biggest glass ceiling you've shattered so far? And how will you smash more for young girls in Ikeja and Lagos State and even Nigeria as a whole?
I think the biggest glass ceiling I shattered was the organic followership I earned during my period. Coming from that place where, who is she? People don't think about that hostile environment. I gained the organic support of people who have been in the grassroots for decades.
Mm.
People, and this still touches me. People follow me. It's a shock for me sometimes when someone will come and say, "You are my leader." Hey, I'm not your leader. I beg go. But then the fact that this person is hanging, it might not be much, but this person is hanging some sort of hope on you
Yeah.
from that elitist background,
Mm-hmm.
and as a woman,
Yeah.
that I think that gives me more courage to aspire higher.
Oh, that's great. So we know that women remain underrepresented in politics globally. So it's not just a Nigerian thing, right? Though we are expecting better numbers in Nigeria, but
Yeah.
it's a global thing. From your experience, what are the biggest barriers women face in Nigeria?
Nigeria is a heavy patriarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Once you stand as a woman, first of all, you have limitation written all over you. You are not taken serious immediately. And especially if you're a female that you like to look good, you do women, nobody's taking you very serious at first. Everybody believes you are trying to look for somebody to date.
Interesting.
Yeah, because they'll feel, fine girl. You're looking for a sugar daddy. Your political platform is just a platform for you to get a good sugar daddy. It's for you to get
Interesting.
negotiation. Yes. So the first thing they're coming to you with is rubbish.
Yeah.
And then you cannot react with the same energy of for every glass there's an appropriate booth. You have to be able to handle it in a
With poise.
diplomatic manner.
Yeah, you have to be diplomatic and also handle it with
You have to be
poise.
diplomatic about how you handle it. You are not quite accepted as a capable and skillful person.
Yeah.
So now you have to do twice, 3 times as much as your male contemporary to prove that you deserve this space. That this seat at the table is not something that was just given to you on a classical. No, you belong here. And you really don't stop having to prove that you belong there.
That's interesting. So
You keep
what is the
proving.
craziest thing you heard at first? Because you said they approached you with a lot of rubbish. What is the craziest of all? This is just
The
for
first
my
one,
amusement.
okay, so my when I first joined politics, I know someone like, let me have your number, let's go for dinner, lunch. I thought, oh, networking.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm coming from the private company. There was nothing like having lunch with somebody who's your colleague in that environment. You think it's networking.
Yeah.
The first, oh, okay, sure thing. Let's go to this. So I picked a place in Jerry during the day. So I'm on my way, or where are you? And so I said, baby, excuse you. I turned from barista to baby just because
Interesting.
I couldn't pay for my own food, so I just turned from barista to baby, just like that. As in my recoil, I actually excuse you, I'm nobody's baby.
Mm-hmm.
The guy adjusted immediately. Shaking by, we had a function at a hotel, and someone said, you are my species, though. I can quickly go and take a room in the hotel nearby.
Interesting. Right. To be honest, I'm not surprised because I also experienced something similar when I was running for Surulere local government chairmanship. In fact, there was a particular person who till tomorrow doesn't talk to me because I turned him down. And he's supposed to be one of the leaders. And I'm like, dude, don't women have rights to turn people down anymore? Must every woman that comes your way be a potential whatever it is that you want? Where is the respect? Where is the balance? Would you say this to a fellow guy? You wouldn't say this to a man. So why are you
Exactly.
saying it to
Exactly.
me? So I totally understand that, and it can be really annoying because
It is.
most times they don't even know where to draw the lines, and
They
I feel
don't.
like these men need to be taught. They need to unlearn a lot of things. They need to relearn a whole lot of things because they just assume that being a woman just means that they can say anything they want to you, whatever it is that is going
But
through
you see the
their
problem,
head.
Ola, is that they're our fellow women that are
Yeah,
going to go and put their bodies on the table.
yeah, that's the sad
So
part.
they're not undermining people. So I say something. I say, look, I have
Mm-hmm.
something to offer.
Yeah,
So you cannot be telling me to come and be sleeping with you and I'll be
yeah,
working. It's one of the two. Unfortunately for you, I have something to offer. In fact, there was
yeah.
one guy, when I was chairman, he was like, he was expecting me to give him money, like cash money, that it's his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
One leader, it's his birthday.
Mm-hmm.
His cow I'm going to buy for him on his birthday.
Interesting.
And the car he wants to put for it something. And okay, no problem. He now says,
Mhm.
so can we go to Abeokuta together? That we'll go
Right.
and spend the weekend. I now looked at him, so I'll spend my money on you.
It's the audacity.
I said, but do you not see the ring on my finger? One day you mean,
Right.
and they cannot be blamed 100% because there are
Mhm.
lots of women in the political sphere that believe that that's the way to get to the top.
To get to the
I've
top,
had
yeah.
somebody ask me that, what's wrong with you that by now she expected me to be dating the governor? I said, for what reason?
Right. So where will he put his first lady?
For what reason? Because when she said it was kind of like an opening. Like,
Yeah.
I want to play. So by now, he should be dating the governor. For what reason? If he's dating all of us, how is he even going to put all of us in position? He can't help all of
Exactly.
us. So yeah, you are now going to be fighting for attention with first lady, be
Yeah.
fighting for position with other girls. So if that's how governor is moving, how do you want him to work?
Yeah. What time would he even have for the people?
Are you people normal? Well, how would it work? How would things go wrong? So if there's that mindset already, people will
Mhm.
just assume. But the good thing about it is that once I've given a rejection, there's hardly a time where somebody tries again.
Mhm.
But the only unfortunate thing is that these men and their egos, they will just hold it. And
Oh,
at the
yeah.
opportunity for them to get back. And I'm like, oh my God, I was not like, but I'm in trouble. Maybe on a committee. Like, shit, trouble this guy is. They
Yeah,
usually
but
do. But there's nothing you can overcome. They
mhm.
can bring out their punches, pull the hardest. There's nothing you really can't overcome.
Yeah. Very true. Especially when you have a vision and you're willing to work towards it.
Yeah.
The sky is just the beginning, really. I mean, all of things are just distractions half the time.
They are. They are. As a woman in a space, you have to learn to now leverage on partnerships and
Mhm.
collaboration. You have to be very imaginative, think out of the box. After my tenure as local government chairman, I've done a whole lot. I've
Mhm.
worked with the Danish embassy. I've worked with the Senate Committee on Agric and Rural Development. I've even worked with Ministry of Agric on several
Mhm.
things. So think out of the box.
Yeah.
If you are intelligent, be creative.
Mhm.
Work on partnerships. Before I left local government, I was already talking to several banks, and I'm going to move the local government allocation because we don't want a bank that acts like a piggy bank. What are you
Mhm.
giving the local government? You cannot
Mhm.
have this allocation running through your accounts and you're not benefiting. You wouldn't do that with a corporate customer. Why
Yeah.
you do that with the local government? So if I had been threatening and I'd had
Mhm.
some come and give me, so I don't plan that, okay, by the time next tenure starts, we're going to have these discussions.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we were not able to do those things. But well, I still believe that there are other platforms one could have and we'll still be able to affect some of the dreams and visions I did have for the local government.
Yeah, and I believe that it's just a matter of time. You're going to
Oh yeah.
be able to get to do all of these things at the appropriate time with the right position.
Oh yes. Yes.
And so, do you believe that Nigeria is ready for increased female participation in politics? And what
Yes, we are. Yes,
what
we are.
structural
Currently,
or cultural changes are needed to support more women in politics?
okay, currently there's
Mm.
the informal reserve 30% reserved for women in the
Okay.
current election. So we're actually looking at more women participation.
Okay.
Currently in the Lagos State House of Assembly, we have 4 females
Okay.
occupying office. Projection is that with the next election, we should have 12
Out of how many? Because
out
Lagos
of
State has 57
40.
local
No, I
government
think it's
units. Is it not
I think
7 LGAs and LCDAs, right? So we
it's
have
not in the
about
local governments. So Shomolu 1, Shomolu 2. You know the assembly
mm-hmm.
structure is not run like local governments and LCD.
Okay,
So the assembly structure follows the 20 local governments
that's interesting.
format. It doesn't follow the
Okay,
state LPD format.
okay,
So instead of having Onibongo or Ojoju, we have Ikeja 1 and Ikeja 2.
okay,
So we use
okay,
that 20 local governments, Shomolu 1, Shomolu 2, in that vein.
okay. So now that makes sense. So we're looking at about 40 and then 30% to put us at about 12.
But I think we have 42 or 45. I can't see 40 is 45. I'll
Okay.
remember.
Yeah,
If you
I have
have
about
12, if you have 12 um females,
mhm.
that's a huge jump from 4.
Yeah, it is actually, and it's a good start.
It's a
And
great
we hope
start.
that
That's number
we
4.
can develop from that. My
Yeah.
only
So we're
concern
expecting to see more female representation, even at federal levels, at the House of Reps, at the Senate level, especially
mhm.
more Senate. I am not sure we're ready for female governors yet. I'm not sure. Because men really, from my experience, the average Nigerian man is not ready to take instructions.
That's
They're not
interesting.
ready. They're not ready.
So, so ego is going to be a major determinant factor for growth. That's interesting. So how
I
can
pray we
young
get to the
women
stage.
we will, and I'm praying that we get there soon enough.
Yes,
And
me too.
my opinion is not just about having female leadership, it is having good leadership.
Competent.
Yeah, competent leadership, male
Mm.
or female. And for the women who eventually get those positions, I'm hoping that they're not they're going to lead by example. They're going to do what they're supposed to do and do it right. So we don't have kids where they go and say, hey, after all, we gave a woman this opportunity and this is what
And
she
she
did.
messed it up. Yeah.
I'm just hoping that for every woman that gets that opportunity, she remembers that there are other women coming behind her that she needs to fight for. And it is by her actions, it is by her service, it is by actually improving whatever it is that she's given and doing it well. So that's my prayer. And so
Yes.
how can young women be encouraged to participate in governance and leadership?
Through mentorship. I
Mm,
see that there are lots of non NGOs, female-led
okay.
NGOs like Electa, Wimbase, that are
Mhm,
encouraging mentee-mentor relationships for young
mhm.
females to enter into politics. As with any case, there's strength in numbers.
Yeah.
I think successful women in politics should come
Mhm,
together and support each other in and out of election.
mhm,
My issue with many of these women-based organizations is that when it comes to the part of congratulations, they are there.
mhm.
Oh, we want to honor this person for attaining the seat of. How are you helping people attain that seat?
Yeah.
You don't wait till a woman has achieved this and you're applauding. No,
Yeah.
we need your support when we're in the trenches, when we're fighting, when
Yeah.
we need your voices. Then
Mm.
you now have more women to applaud.
Yeah. True.
We have too many of these associations just wanting to associate with the success stories.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you associate with, you want to congratulate the aspirants that won, the candidates or became. What about the ones that didn't?
Yeah.
How
How
are you
about
going
the
to
ones?
help them? They're the ones that didn't actually more important, because you need to know what challenges they face and why they didn't get to where they went to. So the next time you can equip women to achieve those goals.
Yeah.
But we're so focused on, oh, this person won this. No, there's the dirty side, there's the nitty gritty, filthy side. We need the support at that side more than we need when the grass is green.
Yeah. Very true. I agree with you. 100%. True. And so what advice would you give women who are interested in running for office but feel discouraged?
Don't be discouraged. You need a good support system. There are times I feel discouraged. There are times I ask myself, what am I doing? It's not better for me to relocate and japa. I tell myself, you have married an Oyibo. What are you still doing here? Are you sure God is not telling you to relocate? But when you have a good support system,
Mm-hmm.
trustworthy support system,
Yeah.
and you tell them these things, they will tell you, don't give up.
Mm-hmm.
They will encourage you. See that encouragement? It is so underrated.
You can say that again.
It's so underrated. You seriously 100% really, really need a good support system. Someone you can talk to at all hours, being male or female, that are cheering you on.
Yeah.
Encouragement, you need it very much. You need it more than your male counterparts.
Yeah.
Because you're facing challenges they're not facing. You're facing gatekeeping
Yeah.
on extraordinary levels. Because you're going to the office to see someone, to discuss someone. Meanwhile, they have gone to meet somewhere out of office hours in a relaxed environment, and it's a done deal.
Yeah.
And then you are fighting to see this person. You're fighting the clock.
Mm-hmm.
So you need people that will step into the gap for you in prayers and in action.
Yeah.
You see that in action, okay, let me help you see this person that can speak for you in rooms you are not in. You need people who help you speak for you in rooms you cannot enter.
Yeah.
You have to have your names mentioned in places where your feet cannot get to.
Yeah.
And you need a support system. Grow close to other women in politics. You can't do it alone. Go close to other women in politics. Yes, women were very, very competitive.
I was going to ask that question.
No, we are very competitive. My greatest up is a woman, but also my greatest support is a woman too. So it comes with its pros and cons, but you need to find women that would speak with you. And no matter what religion you're in, you need a good prayer base. A very good prayer base, because you see those prayers, you need it.
You need it.
You know you need it.
Yeah, true. So I'm trying not to sound interesting with this question, but then again, I feel like it's important we talk about it because it's all encompassing, especially now that you've mentioned prayers, right? In politics, is diabolism actually a major thing in politics? Or is it a fiction of people's imagination?
No. Don't let anybody fool you and tell you that it's fiction. Because I believe that leadership is a spiritual thing. Personally, I believe leadership is spiritual. So as a Christian, if you want to get anything in leadership, you have to be very, 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 very aligned to the will and the purpose of God. But you see, all these other traditionalists and people who have diabolic mental state of mind, they also believe that leadership is spiritual.
Yeah.
And I'm not even doing them say that I have seen with my eyes, the aftermath of blood sacrifices. I've had people telling, when I became the vice chairman, I had several people tell me they want to take me to different places, that you need to be 45.
45. I heard that too.
So where are you taking J-Root? I said, look, me, I'm the kind of person, I cannot do juju with you, because you tell me, come out at 1 o'clock and go and stand. You see that 12:45, I'll now find one very interesting film and I'll get carried away. Or you tell me, don't eat salt for 4 days. It's on the eve of the third night. I'm going to eat something. So I know it does not, I cannot take instruction. So let's just leave that kind of thing alone. So I'm not even very, I will not follow your instruction. You say, go and stand and look at the east. Funke will start from the north. So it's good to know your limitation. And stay with God. So just walk in obedience to God. That I can do. But other people, they can't. They do. I've experienced. I was sick in 2024. I was sick for 2 months. I went to several hospitals. Till this, I don't have a diagnosis.
Wow.
If I show you the pictures from that period in time, And then you'll be like, I'm getting better, and then something else will just flare up. It's from complication to complication to complication. And I've actually had, even when I was the chairman, there are times I'll have a headache at work. I'm like, people have started putting things in your mouth to talk to me. I'm going home. I'm like, why is my head banging? Stop it! Stop. People have put different things in your mouth and it's jamming on my head. I'm going home. I have a headache. I've encountered people putting things on the floor. Some people, there was an auditor in the local government as vice chairman. She offended some people, and they brought a huge pot of ebon and they put it at her door.
Wow.
So they do it. The traditional means is something that a lot of people dabble into, for good or for bad. They dabble into
Yeah.
these things. So I advise anybody to come into politics without being fortified one way or the other. It's either you're going to hold on to your God 152%.
Mm-hmm. Relationship with God, yeah.
Yeah. So like we say, you will choose who your God will be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As for me and my household, we chose to serve Jehovah Yahweh. But you must
Mm-hmm.
choose who your God will be.
Yeah.
That's non-negotiable.
Because you're wrestling not against flesh and blood, basically.
Leadership is spiritual. It's a spiritual thing.
That's interesting. I'm glad that we had this conversation, because I also experienced that, right? A lot of people came to me and said, "Oh, let's go to this place. Oh, I want to introduce you to this Baba here. I want to take you to this person." And there was one interesting meeting I had. In all honesty, I didn't even know that I didn't know where I was going to, right? It was somewhere on the island. And I just assumed, though, he was one of the leaders and all of that, because someone had said, "Oh, go to this place, meet with this man." And then I get to the place, I realized that we're passing several shrines to get to this man's compound. And it was actually a compound, but it just had several shrines there. I was like, what the heck is going on here? I just looked at my friend. I was like, okay, it's time to leave. This meeting is over. There's no point, because I mean, what conversations are we having, right? What are we even going to say? How is it going to, it's not,
You're not in agreement. You don't align.
yeah,
You
yeah.
don't align. You're not in
I,
agreement. You don't align.
yeah. And they tell you, oh, do this, do that. I'm like, why do I have to stress myself that much?
I mean, God just tells you to come in obedience, listen to him, and just be
Yeah.
obedient. Commit your will unto his, surrender. When
Mhm.
somebody is telling me that I should take one leaf, I would even buy the wrong leaf. I have no interest in it. I come from a polygamous background. So there are all these diabolic things. They are not new to me.
Mm.
And I know there's nothing that the devil is giving you with one hand that is not taking times 2 or times 3 back with the other hand. So
Yeah,
there's really
true.
no point in it.
Very true. Very, very true. And so how would you assess the current state of Nigerian politics, particularly at the grassroots?
At the grassroots level, I would say it's evolving. It's no longer for a certain set of people.
Yeah.
I used to take one class on electoral college. Then I was a facilitator for local government. So other people say local government, they don't like it because it's rough, it's rural, pay is not good enough, which is understandable. I mean, you get a good education and you can do well. You're not going to start going to local government to be wretched and your friends are doing well and moving on with their lives.
Yeah.
But it's changed. It's more open for the more educated minds to get into those spaces than it was 8, 12, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
You have more of the educated people taking cognizance of what's going on in their local government. So it's evolving. It's changing. It's changing.
All right, that's good. So what would you say are the most urgent issues Nigeria must address in the coming years?
Nigerians, as a whole, the problems
Nigeria as a
we face.
whole. Yeah, Nigeria as a whole. What would you
Yeah,
say
I
are the
think
issues
we
that?
need stable electricity. We need to face electricity and insecurity. We
Okay.
want a better economy. A better economy cannot come without industrialization.
Yeah.
We have to move from being a consuming nation to a more productive nation. And we cannot produce and be industrialized without food.
Yeah, sure.
We have all these vocational trainings. I mean, if the seminars and workshops I've attended, there is such a large space for Nigeria to take in the global economy. We are very, very blessed in Nigeria. I mean, there's spaces for us to take over in the textile apparels and garments industry. Those spaces are wide open. There are different spaces for us, but we cannot industrialize and take over those spaces because we don't have the power to run cost-effective machineries and industries. If you're having to buy diesel or run solar, it is killing our industry. And now that they passed the bill where states can generate electricity, I was expecting to see more. We have there's so many options for electricity. I was expecting to see lots of people. In fact, I was expecting to see that sector oversaturated with different options. There's hydro, there's wind, there's solar. We have resources for this thing, various opportunities. So maybe, I don't know, maybe the government should encourage more people to go into these industries through finances, through policies that protect investment. The government can't do it all on its own, and that's the simple truth.
Sure.
Maybe the government needs to put in policies that would encourage private individuals to carry their investments there. Some protections, there are different things we could do to encourage and baby that industry to grow. Once that industry grows, our economy will take off.
That's true. That's really true.
What do people want?
All
People want to
good.
eat good, look good, drive good, and have peace of mind. That's what people want.
True. And especially with electricity, that already makes the cost of doing business overly expensive.
Yeah.
Eventually, hikes inflation and, it just affects everything at every level. So we can get electricity right. Half the problem will be solved.
Half the problem is solved. And there are several underserved industries, sectors in Nigeria that once we get I was holding interventions for the dairy sector. One of the problems that we had, I had a 2-day seminar. I hosted a 2-day seminar. One of the problems that came over was a poor cold storage chain.
Okay.
And how are you going to have that without electricity?
Yeah.
How many solar are we going to build?
True. So what areas of governance are you most passionate about?
Community. I like being with my community.
Okay.
I do actually love being amongst my people in my community. I'd go around to the streets, engage people. I like engaging people. That's one of my first passions in politics, engaging people.
So this is a 2-part question. How do you define success in public service, and what legacy do you hope to leave behind for future generations?
How do I define success in public service? I think success is about impact. How many success stories do you have? How many impactful stories do you have from your time in office, your time in service? Were you able to do one little thing to make somebody's life better? You might not have been able to change their life completely, but how many lives are you making better? That's how I define success in public service. Because that's why you're there.
Yeah.
You're supposed to make lives better.
Yeah, and what legacy do you hope to leave behind for the future generation?
The legacy I would like to leave behind when I close the door of my political career is I'd like to see people whose confidence was restored. I'd like to see that, I de-weaponized poverty to a large extent and gave people their dignity back. That is the kind of legacy I want to leave.
Yeah, that's really important, because one of the reasons people vote the way they vote is because poverty is what they capitalize on to buy their votes and to buy their voices. So if we can do that, that would be really nice. Well done.
If someone comes to give you 5,000 for your vote,
what would I do with 5K?
What do you do? Thank you. You see that you force a sort of accountability. Like if someone is going to talk to you, what they will say to someone who needs 5,000 naira, who needs it's different what they come and say to you. You need to be convinced. And you need to see workings. That's how you make our society better.
True. Very true. Thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been fantastic and interesting talking to you.
It's been my pleasure. I've had a wonderful time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And I hope to see more of you. I hope to see more of your project, everything that you're doing. I'm rooting for you personally. Just know that.
Thank you so much, Ola.
Alrighty. So have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Leadership is not just about holding office. It is about impact, service, and the courage to create change where it matters the most. Honorable Rekiya Hassan, thank you for sharing your journey, your insights, and vision with us today. And to our viewers, conversations like this reminds us that the future of governance depends not only on leaders, but on engaged citizens who understand the power of participation. This is the Olah Show, where stories inspire action. Stay informed, stay inspired, and stay committed to making a difference. Till I see you next time, my name is Olaumi Oyedeji. Thank you.